Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do now is what the whole class was kind of inspired by, is just this kefir. On this island, guess what? We pay $22 for 16 ounces. Well, you're supposed to take 1 ounce a day and all that. Well, I've been knocking back those bottles, but then I thought, wait a minute, this is kind of a waste when I could make these. These are, I used this is $3. And the jar is another $1 in the lid, so that's $4. You know? So those were really, really water rich coconuts. Those are the water ones. There's no meat in there. So when you have the meat, you have less water. So in those ones here, and I just show everyone on video in case for those of you who didn't get the introduction, here's the little coconut. And so 3 of those are $1 at the coconut stand, and that filled up this jar. In fact, this is more like really 2. So this is like $2. So $2, and then I left my probiotics at home, so I'm going to save this one just in case. And I got these little ones here. That's another cool thing about PURADYME, is they finally got the little ones, so that, because you can stretch this out and make it last for 3 months if you're doing it in the cultured foods and using the food to grow the probiotics. Now me, I ate a whole one of these the other night, and I woke up on point the next day. and Nicole was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, just chilling. Because man, it's amazing what's going on when you see that these different probiotics are just giving them these basic strains, not this particular brand, but these basic strains, and how these mice are afraid to cross the water to get to their mom. They're just afraid, they won't do it. They feed them some probiotics. And after they feed them the probiotics, that's all they do. And then the rat is willing to swim. So it has amazing effects on fear and courage. Some of this research they did here, they took these women and they showed them scary pictures, and they took their electroencephalographs, and it's like the women on the probiotics displayed way less fear. That's all they did. It's crazy. So again, these microorganisms, was your mom afraid? Was she emanating that frequency? And if she was, what kind of microorganisms are allowed to be grown inside of you? You see? So again, the future mothers, please wait till you're with a good man. Wait until you're stable and you've worked on yourself before. I remember this one guy, oh God, what was this? The ice skater guy, and he had brain cancer. He's like, I'm trying to make another baby before I die. Chris Hamill. And I'm like, is this the thinking that we have? You have brain cancer, bro. And I don't think people understand that you're just passing this on. So we're getting weaker and weaker and weaker when we need to be focusing on how we can get stronger and stronger and stronger. Because the whole thing is coming down. We all know about the eugenics, which is actually dysgenics. Population control. And these dudes are happy. They have all the money in the world. So what do? You play God. And you say, we need to wipe these fools out. And I guarantee you, not one person in this room or not one person watching this video is part of the global elite. So everyone watching this video and everyone in this class is the target. And I ain't going out like that. All you got to do is educate me, and I'll think about whether or not I want to have 1 or 2 children or not in this world. Education is the answer to the population problem, and not this whole dump so much chemicals and crap, because it's all about reproductive destruction. Look at all this Zika crap, all of this crap to destroy the reproductive function of men and women. Conspiracy theory hat? Oh yeah. It's not a theory anymore, folks. It's just not a theory. These are just facts. And if you're not aware of them, because if your head's in the sand, you know what I'm saying? It don't mean nothing, because you're going to be trying to get pregnant, you can't get it up, you got problems, you can't have babies, you have babies with birth defects. Not cool, man. Not on my watch. So I will fight the whole damn thing. And I'm going to do that with the raw foods, the living foods, and lifestyle that's a pie. And like I said, this is just a small piece of the pie. But this is a quick way to regenerate yourself after a lifetime of antibiotics. which lead to the biofilms, which I have a very personal experience with, because just a couple months ago I went on a biofilm protocol that I designed myself through this process, and I was blasting all these strange supplements and things like that. Not strange, but just essential oils and hydrogenated water, the negatively ionized hydrogen water to drive the water deeper into the biofilms to carry those biocides. And then there was the die-off, and I'm sitting over here every morning. I'd wake up with a big old pool of filth, and for 3 weeks it just drained out of my ear. And then it just switched over. I had a bacterial infection about 1.5 years ago. And I don't think that people on the YouTube, and that's why I was like, this YouTube thing can be challenging sometimes, because the world doesn't understand. They blame you. You're not eating enough meat. You're not eating enough carbs. You're like, whoa, you guys are uneducated. You don't know what's really happening to us. And what I'm doing to cleanse myself out, and if those things swell up because I'm doing the detox, that's the die-off and the stress at the time in my life. So I was fasting and stressing out like a crazy man, and I wasn't stressing because I was fasting. The fasting was the only thing that was mitigating the stress by getting into that more calm mind state so I could deal with the things that were happening in my life at the time. But these, the stress and these viruses and bacteria that are less beneficial are able to build these biofilms because, like I said, the vaccines weaken the immune system. And then the dairy products clog the body up in the lymphatic system, making a nice bed, and all the other mucus-forming foods that clog up the system and create a dampness so these bacteria can proliferate inside of you. And then when you shoot them full of antibiotics, the bacteria, living for millions and maybe billions of years, are smarter than your doctor and the whole medical system for sure. Yes, single-celled microorganisms are smarter than our medical system. Because then what they do is they start to build those biofilms in your body. And those are polysaccharides, proteins, calcium, magnesium, different heavy metals. They're using the nanoparticulate now. They're finding nanoparticulate in the biofilms to fortify, because those bacteria want to survive. They want to survive. So what's the point of building up your microbiome with healthy, life-giving, life-biotic? I blast these. Why? Because the more of these healthier ones that you can get into your system to inoculate yourself, to build your immune system, you simply begin the process of displacing. So using the enzymes, using the negatively ionized hydrogen water, using the biocides, oregano oil I found to be the absolute best. They hate it. They really, when you get that oregano oil in there, see, because it was just all the earaches. Vaccinated children, 4 to 5 times more earaches than unvaccinated children. Boom. Okay, so that's some serious business. And I'm not trying to play that. As I dig myself out of this thing, 15 years raw vegan, fasting, juicing, still doing the work. And still benefiting, still growing, still expanding, still healing the nerves, the brain, removing those biofilms, and now it's time to tighten up those tight junctions in my gut from a lifetime of eating. The genetically modified foods came in the 1994. And that's what started wreaking the havoc on everyone, and that inflammation and the glutens and the excessive eating, because people are starving, because they're not getting nutrition. They're not getting nutrients. See, I'm going to suggest that we do not rinse these carrots. They're from an amazing organic farm. And when we go to dip these in our PURADYME hummus, I'm going to say just leave the dirt. Can you dig it? Nutrition, vibrational nutrition, the hydrogen, the living hydrogen, and the microorganisms, and the prebiotics. Fruits and vegetables. Man, no matter what diet you're on, you should be eating more fruits and vegetables. Paleo, y'all ain't eating enough fruits and vegetables. Vegans, y'all ain't eating enough fruits and vegetables. Everybody, y'all ain't eating enough fruits and vegetables. I live on fruits and vegetables, and I just juice them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going. I got work to do, man. I'm trying to work all this crap out so I can be that thing, because that's what really matters, is that Christ light within us. That's what matters. All this stuff is just fun time. If you never learn nothing from these videos, learn that the kingdom of heaven is within you, and everything that you're seeking, you already are in possession of, and you just want to have a perfect relationship with that. See, so all this food stuff is just fun because I'm really, really good at it and stuff. But man, that's what it is. See, because that's what lights up my heart, to be able to transmit that. And I just had to be told by all these spiritual masters, you know what I'm saying? So thank God for them. So this is our vessel, our temple, and that's why we do these crazy things, you know, just implanting all this great stuff. So this here, see how long I told you I was long-winded. I will feed you all very well for your patience and time, but I take this, this is 2 coconuts, that's amazing, $2. I mean, and then I take, you know, there's a little scooper in here, which I'm not going to get out because then my fingers are a little bit wet, so I'm just going to, and I eyeball everything anyways, but you put it, you know, you put half a teaspoon is enough. I put a whole teaspoon in there. I need a lid. And then, I mean, so basically y'all just came out today and I didn't want to charge you anything for the class except to make a little bit for the house here because I just wanted to go over this. I just need one of those white lids and I think they're right here. That'll be good. No. And this, for the sake of purity, you want to make sure that the jars are clean. You want to make sure that the lids are clean because I have, maybe that's why the pink one turned out like that. There might have been something in there. But whenever I make a new batch, I make sure that everything is really, really sterilized and clean on the jars for the yogurt and as well as just for any of those kinds of things. When you go to do this culturizing, you want to make sure that your jars are really clean. And that way, none of the negative stuff can proliferate. So that'll have to do for now. And then you just put the lid on. I mean, so if you want to leave now, you got it. Now guess what? Now what? You go and you just put that in the fridge and wait a week. Personally, I'd rather wait a month because that's when the whole light bulb for this thing went off for me. I did an experiment and because normally I just been learning to make the kefir because I was looking at that, you know, those little bottles are $20 at the Healthy Hut, right? Well, we just did it for $2. See what I'm saying? And it's good stuff. And they have some other strains. I'm also a probiotic freak. I try to get as many, no one tell Lou though, that I get, Lou's my buddy and he's the one who originated his idea, you know, came to him as a vision. And here we are living it. And I said to myself when Lou Corona was helping me with my health and inspiring me, I said, if there's anything I can do for this man, when the time comes, I'm going to do that. And with this YouTube channel, I've been able to help him and help my other friends, Dave and Phil, and just that they have loved me like my own family. So I'm here to serve. And I'm here to serve my friend Ricky Breslin, and I'm here to serve everyone. Because nobody has what I want. I have it. I just have to learn how to find it and just stay with it. Never let it go because you're the one that cultivates. You're the inner engineer. That's what really matters. That's what my real message is. But for now, this will be fun to play with so that I can just transmit that because your heart, and you're the one, you can do it. You can make your own pleasantness. We don't have to be, we can be affected by all these things that are going on, but the cultivation of that pleasantness is what's going to love. The negative vibrations can't survive the love. And so the love always goes into the food. And that's why the vibe is always so high at these parties and stuff, you know. So there you go. You leave that in the fridge for a week is what the minimum. But a month, you take it for a month and then it gets to be like that little blue bottle one where it's all fizzy.
Do you have to burp it or something if it's going to be in there for a month? Does it like create pressure?
No, actually you want to keep it.
Right, you don't want to.
And if you hear it, you'll go into the fridge every once in a while because I have my whole fridge full of yogurts and everything else. If I hear a little, I go, beep. No you don't. I'm trying to keep that life in there. Now, I've never had a blowout. I've never had a blow off. But I've had some seriously bulging lids in my life. Like that's about to blow because that's like this white lid is like rounded. Like how can it like do that mathematically? You know, it's about to pop, and then you get it. And I've had the yogurt just. That's what I want. That I'm licking it off the side. And then when you make the dressings and you mix it with the vegetables, like we're going to do later, that carries the probiotics down into the small and large intestine. See, when I take this probiotic like this at night, just a little scoop, it just inoculates mostly my respiratory and esophageal microbiome, which is really important. The teeth, the mouth, the esophagus, that's one of the more important, because that's where everything's getting introduced. If that's off, your gums, your teeth, everything. That's why I like to use this probiotic at night, just to keep it all on the nice. It just dissolves away. The healthy bacteria is there. The unhealthy bacteria can't grow, which eat away at the enamel. So it's pretty good stuff. It's just, like I said, man, it's like, this isn't going to, you know, you got to do everything else. You got to educate yourself. This will take you there. Most people are kind of like lazy-ish. You know, it's like, because they're not like me. I'm like into it every day, doing what I need to do to make sure there's yogurts and the juicing, and I do all that to just do it. And not everyone's going to do that, but this is a simple way to make sure that you're you know, taking care of yourself. That if you've had a cold or a flu, or you have the herpes virus comes up on your lip, or you get on your back, this is a great way to just boost the immune system really quickly with the yogurt. So this just goes in the fridge, and a week later you've got this stuff. Okay, and so here's number 2. I should try it first to make sure that everybody's, if I keel over, then we know. Hello, little bug. I'm not going to eat you because I'm a vegan. Not too bad, but it could definitely use about another 3 weeks. But it's still got a nice little tiny snap to it. Oh, look at these other bugs over here. Well, a whole bunch of us are going to go from vegan to non-vegan. They don't get out of there. This is another type of kefir. What I did with this one is the same thing, except I took it in the Vitamix. Ta-da! And I could do that today, but you'll see it later. It's so simple. You take that there, and you put that in the Vitamix, and then you take the coconut meat from one coconut, and then you blend that up really, really well. So you'll see there's that right there is the kefir with a little bit of the meat, if you like that. And we'll try that. So you hear that, right? Now here's the yogurt. Nice and thick for the dressings and whatever. And you can do, we've got macadamia nut yogurt today that we'll be using on the egg salad sandwiches. You know, it's vegan egg salad sandwiches with the black sulfur salt. That, again, I owe the credit to Lou Corona to show me this, and it was like, oh my God, this is off the hook, dude. So there we go. That is the yogurt. That is the thick kefir. Does everyone kind of have an understanding of how that works? Or should I do a demo?
How do you do the yogurt one?
Okay, that's the key right there, because you can figure this out, right? Easily. Just blend. Everyone has a high-speed blender? No?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you have a high-speed blender, it's pretty easy. You just throw the coconut meat of one meat into that, and then you add your little teaspoon probiotic. And so if you do that, this can last 2 to 3 months for $40.
Does it make a difference the thickness of the meat? Are you talking like one of the thick meats, or just one of the jelly?
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Not the jelly, because that won't be, you won't get that thickness, and not the super hard, because you can't ever get that to break down. So you know what I mean? Right in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's most of the Thai coconuts that everyone watching these videos will understand. That's pretty much most of those young Thai coconuts that we get on the mainland have that perfect balance. And then this, of course, we'll show you the yogurt next. I think that's next on the list of things to do. So I hope everyone learned something from that, and I hope the YouTube viewers enjoyed that video as well.
If you're like not vegan and you're making coconut yogurt, can you add like a teaspoon of regular yogurt instead of probiotics?
You can do that. You can use most of the research on probiotics is done with dairy. The problem with that is that most of the people are allergic. Now, when they culturize the dairy products, you find a lot less allergic response, because the cultures help to digest proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. You know, these 5 strains right here put together really, really smart. Like I said, some of the most well-researched And this is a real synergistic formula. And these are all very, very strong, powerful strains, okay? And so that you can do that if you want. I don't recommend it just because I'm not a huge fan. The dairy is like out, you know? If people want to eat some animal flesh, I get that. I totally do. But the dairy is like that, and then all the processed grains, those are the mucus formers, just bog you down.
I just have one more question. Like if you're say you made a batch of that and you want to make another batch, can you use some of that as a starter too?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, you can.
You can.
In fact, what you could do is once you're done with this yogurt, this kefir, that's kind of the amazing thing is just leave. See, it's already growing again. But just leave what's in the jar and then throw in the next couple coconuts and it'll go again. It's just that I just go fresh every time I work for the company. I have plenty of a supply, and it makes sure that it's consistent because you may start to run into consistency problems with that is all.
Did you want me to do that one too?
This one is the new one, right? So I'll wait a couple weeks for this for myself.
It's the nicest coconut. The first time I tried it was at Alchemy in Ubud in Bali, and it was so bad. I thought I would just like stay off it for the rest of my life. But this is so nice.
What was it?
What was bad about it?
It's just the taste. It was, like,
There's-
really horrible.
I'm looking for something a little bit more. I think I might have one that's more powerful. Oh, there it is. See, this one's got some action. Okay, this one's even got a little bit more action than that one. If you want to go around and hook everybody up. So, yeah, this pink one I'm willing to try myself. It's not that pink, but really, it really is a month. So if for the people at home still watching, if you are, the white coconuts, you fill those up into your jars, and then you just want to let those to really get a super powerful kefir, because what you do is you take the billions of microorganisms in here and you turn them into trillions. And what I'll do is I'll knock back a whole jar of this. And when I did that, my whole system lit up with electricity. The very first time I had my own 1 month batch, I just felt it, and it was like a whole light bulb went on, and I was like, oh my God, so this is what it's about. I could just feel it saturating every aspect of my entire body because I drank the whole bottle. And so it was even more powerful when I used the PURADYME and waited a whole month in my experiment. And then once I got that, I got the download, I was like, it just totally raised my frequency to another level. And I knew that it was inoculating my entire microbiome throughout my whole body because it just went right through, and then it mitigated the stomach acids, and then it just went right into my small intestine, right into my bloodstream, and right into everywhere where it needed to go. And it was amazing. So this is just one way to keep yourself healthy, to keep your microbiome in good shape. It's an immune booster is what this is what this kefir is. And to simplify, to summarize.
And they definitely need to be kept in the fridge, right?
The probiotics?
Yeah, the coconut kefir essence.
I think so, yeah. You can accelerate the process with the yogurts. Like if you have a dinner party, you can make the yogurt that morning, and then 6 or 8 hours later, you can your yogurt will be done at room temperature. What I like to do is I just put everything in the fridge right away. And again, that comes back to consistency.
Yeah, I'm just asking for like when I'm not in a house, like when I'm traveling or living in a van, living in a bus and stuff like that. Like,
That you won't have access to a fridge.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty important. I mean, they last a lot longer. The potency will last a lot longer in the fridge. I always keep my probiotics in the fridge, and I always keep my yogurts and stuff. See how much this power this has got. So it's right back. So this one here, you're going to notice that's our next little snack. In fact, I want to try that one first. just to make sure. This is the real deal right here. Because this one's almost 2 weeks old. You know, and this was made this was made about at the exact time that I came up with the idea for this class. Okay, that's perfect. Is everyone complete on that? Does everyone got the general? It's so easy, right? No sugar, no nothing. It's just so easy. Okay, cool. Well, if you want to press the little red button, we'll move on into the yogurt.